Welcome to Thriving Teacher Talk. I'm your host, Jillian Fernandez. I'm a former teacher from New York turned full-time mom and teacherpreneur on a mission to help you create a profitable and sustainable income selling your teaching resources or services. I'm here to make your life easier by giving you the best advice, trainings, and mindset shifts to grow your business, and most importantly, save you time and sanity. Hello and welcome back to Thriving Teacher Talk. I'm so happy to have you here today as we talk about a very important topic that can be applied to both our business and our personal lives. Now, sometimes despite how hard you try on social media, you may not see any more engagement than usual. And then you might start to think to yourself like, I post, I like other people's photos, I post in my stories, I do all the things that according to research says I should be seeing more engagement on my page. I have a big secret to increasing your active following and clients. Are you ready for the big reveal? The secret is building connections. Not that big of a secret, huh? Now, as teachers, we know how important it is to build connections and form relationships. In fact, it's so important that majority of teachers focus on building those connections the first couple weeks of school before even attempting to teach content. Even after those first couple of weeks, teachers still make an effort to bond with their students and show them that they're invested and not just in them as a student, but in them as an individual as well. But why? Well, research shows that students learn more from teachers they trust and that they believe truly care about them. So, why wouldn't this be the same for social media relationships? Once you build a relationship with a follower, they're going to be more likely to buy your product or your resource because they trust you and they feel like you care. It makes sense, right? So, how do we build these connections? That's a really good question. Let's take a look at a couple of my favorite ways to intentionally create and build that connection with your audience and get your business known. The first thing that's super important is to respond meaningfully. Have you ever posted a graphic, a reel, or a video or something on Instagram? And as you begin to see comments roll in, you get really excited, right? Of course you do. But now imagine seeing the comments roll in and you just see like these generic comments like, love this, like this, that's cool, or anything that's not, or anything that's just like those cookie cutter responses. Your audience is the same way when they see those messages roll into them. Social media is called social for a reason, for people to be social. And it's what your audience wants. And it's what everybody wants, to be honest. The question is, how do we form these connections and how do we respond meaningful? What is a meaningful response anyway? So responding meaningfully goes beyond the comments like, that's awesome, or love this, or that's great. Sure, it's so nice to get comments on your post and comments like that. And of course, we all appreciate them. But does that show our audience that we're truly invested in them? Probably not. So what can we do instead? What you really should be doing is you should actually listen or read what they're saying and responding one-on-one. Give them information that they can use and that they would find valuable. If you love something, tell them why you love it and what specifically jumped out at you. If they ask a question in their caption, answer it and get a conversation going. The same goes for stories. Take some time to talk to people and send them DMs. Find some common ground, some way that you can relate to them and start a conversation. This will start making those true bonds and relationships. You strive for those genuine connections, and so does your audience. When they see that you're taking the time to read their captions, to watch their videos or their reels, and to comment with meaning, it makes them feel excited and it shows them how much you care. So get meaningful. My next thing that I want to talk about is talking to an individual rather than a whole group. I'm going to start this off with an example that we see in teaching all the time. I want you to imagine students walking into your classroom. We have two scenarios I want you to envision. Scenario one, as each student walks into your room, you're waiting by the door and you greet them one by one saying, "Hey, John," or "Hello, Stacy," or "Nice to see you, Brad." You personally tell each one of the students a hello or "How are you?" Next, envision scenario two. Each student walks into your room as you're sitting at your desk, finishing up whatever task you're working on. And then once they're all at their seats, you say, "Hello, everyone," or you greet the entire class as a whole. Is there anything wrong with either one of these scenarios? Absolutely not. However, which scenario is building connections with your students and making them feel important? The first scenario, right? Well, the same can be said with social media. In your stories and your lives, you get to choose if you're talking to a big room of everyone or having a conversation with a friend one-on-one. It's all about how you address your message. Now, I get it. It is nice to say, "Hey, everyone, So it feels like more people are watching than just your mom and your best friend. But does it make that one person watching feel like you're addressing them personally or like they're just one person in a room that they happen to be in? One simple difference you can make right now is just to use the word you instead of everyone. This one simple change can make your audience feel as though you're talking to a friend and make them want to keep coming back. This is exactly what you want. You want those genuine connections and relationship where you can get to know them on a personal level, like you're actually speaking to just your best friend. Once you begin to make those connections, you'll see more engagement in your social media and your business will begin to thrive. Will this take time? Of course. But this brings me to my next point. But first, a message from our sponsor. My premier course, Thriving Teacher Academy. Now, Thriving Teacher Academy was specifically designed to help teacherpreneurs develop a brand with impact, streamline your creation process, be confident in your design and quality, market effectively, and so much more. This is seriously the course I wish I had when I started my TPT store. And it comes with so many incredible practical tutorials, templates, and tips, plus the most amazing private Facebook community. Like it seriously is. Now, doors will be opening for the Academy in the summer, but you can learn more and join the waitlist at www.jillianfernandez. That's all one word, jillianfernandez.com/thriving teacher academy. And you can find the link in the show notes. I can't wait to see you there. And now let's get back to learning how to form connections. We left off talking about how these relationships and bonds will take some time, which brings me to my next point. You must be patient and nurture those friendships. Personally, I think this point might be the most important one. Making true, genuine connections is not going to happen after one or two comments and direct messages. It takes consistency, effort, time, and patience. I'm going to again compare this to something in teaching. When you get a brand new group of students, do your bonds form 2 days after meeting them? Of course not. It takes weeks, sometimes months to get those relationships. You work hard to gain them and you make an effort to get to know your students on an individual level. The same goes for your social media and making connections. You can't expect after a couple of comments for you and the person you're engaging with to become best friends. However, if you continue to nourish and nurture those relationships, they will blossom. Continue to comment, continue to reach out, continue to join lives or participate in their stories. Your audience will notice. Over time, what you're going to begin to see is an audience on your social media that truly trusts you and wants to invest in you and your resources. This is how you grow a successful business that continues to thrive. Not only will the audience invest in your product, but they will recommend you to their friends. And all of a sudden, you're going to find yourself with a little community of real friendships. I've honestly made some of the most amazing friends on Instagram, and I'm truly grateful for the relationships and connections that have come over time. But again, consistency and engagement and being genuine about your connections is key. Don't just engage to engage and don't just comment to comment. Be real and stay patient and go out there and engage meaningfully today and every day. I promise you it's going to pay off. So, what are your thoughts? What's the hardest part for you when making connections through social media? I want you to come let us know your thoughts on today's episode and tell us one way that you're going to be posting with intention this week in our Thriving Teacher Facebook group. You can find that link in the show notes as always. I can't wait to chat with you next time as we continue to grow our store together. If you loved this episode, be sure to subscribe so you can catch all new episodes, leave a review if something resonated, or just even send me a DM. Please share this episode in your Instagram stories to help spread the message to other teachers. It would truly mean the world to me if you did. Thank you for letting me into your business and your life today. We are going to love growing together as you create a profitable and sustainable income selling your teaching resources or services. I'm so honored to be here to make your life a little bit easier with the best advice, training, and mindset shifts to grow your business, and most importantly, save you time and sanity. And I'll see you in the next one.